I realized I was talented enough to play college football probably my sophomore year in high school. I have an older brother, he's 8 years older than me, and always watched him play football as I was growing up. And as I got older, I noticed that I was getting bigger than him. He played linebacker, and he was my vision of what a football player looked like. And around my 10th grade year, I went from being 175, 5'10" to 6'2", 215. And I hit a major growth spurt, and I had a D1 coach, I can't remember the school, walk up to me. He was, at our school looking at another player, and he said, "Son, I'm not going to even recruit you because you're too good to even come to my school, but you'll be playing on Sundays one day." And that's when I first knew that I have the potential to be in a National Football League. The first team to offer me a scholarship was University of Richmond, hometown. Yeah, my high school, we would attend their team camps every year, so they got a chance to see me from the 8th grade up. And around that 9th grade camp, I was with the seniors. And I never went with the 9th graders, I went with the seniors. And they offered me right there. They didn't know that I was only 14 years old. My high school coach wasn't that involved in the recruiting process. And I think it's like that a lot of the places that around the country. And maybe not because the coach doesn't care, but just maybe the resources aren't there for me. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. My high school coach did a great job with the interviews, so when colleges would come in, he spoke very highly of me. But was he sending out tape? Was YouTube available to be putting all these highlight tapes and stuff out? No, I don't think that was being done. I can only tell you my testimony. When I went to Penn State, as I was being recruited from every school in the country, when I went to Penn State, I went on a visit. I got there that Friday right after a playoff game, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up that Saturday morning, something happened. I wasn't sure if I was in Richmond, Virginia, or I was in State College, Pennsylvania. I felt at home, and that's what my gut chose Penn State. I had no, when I went on my visit, I had no precursors like, oh, I'm going to Penn State or whatever. No, I just went on a visit because it was free. You know what I mean? And I got there and I woke up and I felt at home. I said, this is the place for me. And we went on a tour of the school, and I had some communication students take me on a tour, and that was awesome. And that kind of sealed the deal for me. My first degree was in my first degree was in PR and advertising. My second degree was in broadcast journalism. When I went to school, I knew that one day I will have the opportunity to be drafted. Even when I got to college, I wasn't sure that I was going to get drafted. I went to college to get an education. I went to college to get a job. Football was just kind of extra. Football kind of sealed the deal for me. You know what I mean? Kind of almost guaranteed success. You know what I mean? And going through school and all those things, I just kind of knew that when you get drafted, the timer starts, and you have to start thinking about life after football, and it's not going to be there forever. And I actually, going through college, I started to enjoy broadcasting a little bit more than football. And I think it's very important that you have something else that gets you out of bed every day. It can't just be football. Football can't be your life. You know what I mean? Football can't define you. And I'm a very, very strong believer in that. I speak it to all the young guys that I come in contact with. You have to have another love. And I think if you do that, I think football will pay you off just right.